Hello everybody, this is Mr. Galvan again with another Google application video for your library. Okay, so we've talked a little bit about in the other videos utilizing Google Forms for our surveys and our sign-in sheets, using Google Sites to create a pretty cool, pretty neat looking book club website or other website potentially depending on your needs. You could make one for your library volunteers as well, but it's totally up to you. So in my video today, we're going to talk a little bit about setting up Google Classroom for your book club and why it's important and the usefulness of it when considering the utilization of the online discussion possibilities. So notice I am already in my drive, okay? It's always a good place to start. So, but rather than click on new here, instead we're going to click on the little dots. Little dots allow us to navigate to various apps. You can click on more and you can see more, right? But the one we're going to be working with is Classroom. So I'm going to click on Classroom. Now, once I click on Classroom, and this is my account with BISD. So we're a district that just started using um, Google in earnest, really getting into it. And it's been very helpful. I know that a lot of the teachers have been enjoying it. For us in the library, we have our book club set up through it. Now, these other ones I made as samples when I was teaching the teachers how to utilize Google Classroom. This is one that I created for our library, for our book club. But I want to start from scratch so you can kind of get a sense of how to do it, right from the get-go, what sorts of things you can include, and how to just get it going. And then I'm going to show you my site and how I've used it so far. Okay, so the plus sign. This is right where it begins. Create or join a class. So I'm going to click on plus. Now, if you need to join a class, that's one thing, but that's not what we're doing today. Today, we're creating a class. Clicking here, we're going to give it a class name. So Sample Book Club. I don't know if you saw my other video, but it was creating a Google site, and I also named that site the Sample Book Club website. So section, not applicable, subjects, just put library and library. It's fine. I mean, really, it's optional. Definitely put library for your room, but for the name, that's the important thing. Sample Book Club. And you can always edit this later on, so it's not a big deal. Click on Create. Now, it does take about a minute for Google to process this information and set up the platform for you. So please stand by as it does so. It'll just take a minute. Oh, and there it goes. Actually, it was a little quicker than I expected. Okay, so Sample Book Club. So right off the bat, we see a lot of different things. I want to go kind of one by one so you can kind of get a sense of what you're looking at here. If you click on the lines here, you get to see your other classes. If you have other classes set up, you can always look at them. If you click on settings, it takes you to some basic settings for how you're going to be accepting work and doing different things, and notifications. If you do not like getting emails every time somebody makes a post, you can turn off the notifications for your site because you will get emailed every single time somebody does something on the site. So I don't know if that's something that you want. You don't have to do it. Okay. So we're going to go back to our sample book club site, and here we are. There's a couple of ways. First things first, we want to get people in the site, right? So you have a class code here. You can get your students to log into their Google Classroom accounts. And remember how we had the plus sign up here and it said join a class? They can join a class, they can enter this code, and boom, they're in. Another way to go about it, you click on people. The teacher is me so far. We can add students here. And if they're in the domain already, so like I'm in the BISD domain, you might be at a different school district that has a different domain. You could type the name or the email of the student and you can find them. So I'm going to type in my assistant's name just, for demonstration purposes. Carolina Lopez, that is her. That's my library aide. And I'm going to invite her just for funsies to my class. Now, obviously, she's not going to accept. I mean, she's not here with me personally right now, but notice that she's been invited. When she goes into her BISD email, she'll see the invitation. She can click join. She just needs to log into her account, and she'll be good to go. She'll be a part of the class. For classroom, for classwork, this is where I would post assignments. I don't want to get too, at least me personally, you might do it a different way, but I don't want to get too heavy on creating a bunch of different, like, I don't know, worksheets or various types of like things the kids need to do. I might have them do a project from time to time, but I want to make the assignments as interactive as possible, as fun as possible, and I want to focus mainly on the discussion anyway. So I could create an assignment right off the bat, and it depends on how you want to do it, but just a standard assignment for the book club, for all the students in it. We're going to call it make a discussion post. Post 3 times on the main classroom page stream regarding things you read in this week's chapters. You could post on things that surprised you, characters you liked, settings that seemed interesting, or anything else of note. You can also reply to other students' posts. Okay. We don't need the originality reports because it's a 1 or 2 sentence post. It's not a big deal. We do want to set a due date, so maybe we can set the due date for the day that the reading is due. Let's just say it's due next Wednesday. Okay. You can add videos and other things from the drive if you want to. I actually have something pertinent that I can include, and I'm going to go ahead and do it just so you guys can see how it would work. So I'm going to go into my drive. I have a screencast that discusses how to do a post on Google Drive. So what better, I guess, time to do it than now? So this is what. So I'm going to click on add. And again, this is in my drive. These are in my screencasts. So I'm going to add it so the kids can actually see the video of how I posted. And that way they could see, oh, okay, step by step, this is what I need to do. And then they could do it themselves. We can assign it. And boom. Make a discussion post. This is what they'll see in their classroom or their classwork, tab once they joined your class and they start exploring. Okay. Notice in people, she still hasn't accepted yet. So that's not a big deal though. No worries. Notice also we have a link here for Google Calendar. Now, I don't know if you saw my Google Sites video, but what's great about Classroom is that once you set up a class, there's an individual calendar established for that specific class, and that would be this one. See, I have a bunch of other ones. Some of them are samples. This is my Eagle Book Club calendar that I made for my book club here at Bella Middle School. This is the sample book club that I just created right now. And notice, I'm going to go ahead and uncheck these other ones just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. The only one that's displayed, and it's displayed in blue right now, is what I just did. It's the assignment. Remember the assignment that we made a second ago? It's in the Google Calendar. Right there. It has the description and everything. And it has the link to the video. So the kids can, when they click on it, they can see the video and they can complete their assignment. And really, it's not a matter of they need to actually submit something. They just need to notify me that they did it. And I can see that they did it because they would be posting it here. They could share something with the class. I could share things with the class. Hey guys, don't forget to make your discussion posts for this week's reading. Triple exclamation, because it's super important. If I want to do, again, that video, I can post that video here. My drive, my screencasts. And again, it's a video that I created to discuss how they can make posts on Google Classroom. And there it is. Post. And it's right in the stream. Just so in case they didn't see it or didn't notice it, I'm just kind of re-emphasizing, hey, look at this video. It'll help you see how to do a post. Super easy. So this is the classroom stream. The kids can easily post something here, or they can comment on what I posted here. And that's pretty much it. Now, if you have other projects or assignments or things you want to do, just simply go back to the Classwork page, create, and you can make anything you want. Remember also, if you did decide to make a Google Drive, a Google site for your book club, you can go ahead and embed the calendar for that class directly onto the site. So I don't know if you caught that previous video, but I'm going to go ahead and open up that Google website that I had worked on before. If you haven't had a chance to view it, go ahead and do so as soon as you can. But in the video, I created this sample book club website. And in it, I had uploaded this calendar. It's an Astronomy 101 calendar. But I want to change it up. I want to instead, I'm going to go ahead and trash it. I'm going to click the wrong thing. I want to go ahead and insert a calendar. And I want it to be the sample book club. So we're going to put that in there. Okay, if we click on the wheel here, we can make it show by week, month, or agenda of items they need to do. I like the month one. It's always usable. And notice the assignments right here. Now, there is one more thing I need to make mention of. If we go back to the drive, little dots, calendar. Shows us our calendar view and of the various calendars that we have. The one that's selected is our sample book club calendar. Allow. You need to make sure that the permissions are set up if you're going to be embedding a calendar onto a Google site to allow it to be viewed by anybody. Okay. So that would be the wheel here in the calendar app. So we're going to click on settings. We're going to scroll down on the side. We're going to select the sample book club. We're going to scroll down to access permissions. See that? I'm going to click on the one that says make available to public. It depends though. Really, if you only want people that can log in with their Google accounts from your school district to be able to see this stuff, that's totally fine. I'm doing it in such a way that a kid could be at home. He doesn't have to log into Google. He can just go to the site, see the calendar. He's good to go. So that's how I have it set up. I set that permission there. I have my calendar here. I'm going to republish. That way the Google site is published again. And we're going to click on the little arrow here to view the published sites. So notice when I scroll down, there it is. Sample Book Club. This is my Google Classroom calendar for the Sample Book Club, and my assignment is there. The student can click on it, and they can see the description and when it's due. Okay, I'm going to go back to the Sample Book Club classroom. And that's it. Now we just need to wait on the kids to make their posts. Don't forget, though, it's always very important. Be steadfast and vigilant. Monitor what your kids are posting. Make sure everybody's complying with the rules. Make sure you have a set of rules. Oftentimes, if we don't set up a structure, the kids will go into chaos mode. Okay? So set up your structure. Set up the etiquette rules that you want the kids to follow. Don't be rude. No profane, foul language. Make sure that if you do disagree with somebody, that you're respectful, that you specifically state what it is that you disagree with rather than making emotional, opinions and kind of going crazy. So always make sure that you make rules. And you can post it here. You could post, hey guys, just don't forget, reminder, make sure you guys are using proper etiquette. On your Google site, you can make a little text box that has those rules. Okay? So that's pretty much it. I love the way that Google can integrate the calendars, can integrate your sites, and can integrate Classroom. It all comes together, and it's a beautiful thing. Okay, so thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and keep using those Google apps. They can really add a dynamic element to your libraries. Thanks.